6:54 in your session 2025 coverage. Maryland's Governor Wes Moore, some fellow lawmakers make an announcement on the framework for the budget. But when asked specifically about what would be cut or which fees would be added, the governor avoided any answer. This as Maryland faces a $3 billion budget shortfall. And joining us now to address the major concerns over the state's budget, political commentator and Baltimore Sun co-owner Armstrong Williams. Good morning, Armstrong.
Good morning, Tom.
It was a lot of, we've got the framework, exciting announcement. We've got it all planned out, but there's no details yet, even though a Spotlight on America discovered this. Although detailed explanations were absent, the House committees voted to approve more than $1.6 billion in proposed tax increases for individuals and businesses. So when Fox 45 asked what they were, those tax increases, they said, well, we don't know. And they kind of didn't really pick anything. And the details are still kind of vague, but still $1.6 billion in tax increases for us taxpayers. No explanation as to exactly where that's coming from.
And we won't know, Tom. It is still making the sausage. We won't know until the governor signs this legislation and it becomes law. The governor has made it clear what his three priorities are: to protect the middle class, to make Maryland business friendly, and to empower everyday Marylanders. Many people in the legislature can propose budgets and propose where they're going to cut. But I think the governor is clear that there will be cuts to educational institutions, to technology. Everybody's going to suffer some pain. No one will escape this. But until you go back and forth with the negotiations and decide what is acceptable to the governor, he wants to do that in private because he wants to respect what his colleagues are trying to do in terms of what they want in the budget. But all of this is meaningless until the budget is signed by the governor. This is just how the process works.
He said it's not his fault. Trump and Hogan is who he's blaming right here. Just last week in his fiscal 2026 report, on the first page. First, we know it's a stark new policy direction from the federal government for implications for Maryland's economy. Second, staring down the worst fiscal crisis in 2 decades, Maryland faces $3 billion gap, result of both increased state spending and slow economic growth over the course of 8 years before I took office, end quote. That's from the governor on his first page of fiscal 2026. Blaming Hogan, I think you left him with about a $6 billion surplus just in 2023.
That is certainly has been debated back and forth here, not only on Fox 45, but in the Baltimore Sun. And yet the governor still enjoy a reasonable over 50% approval rating by the public. And I think that the governor has used some judgment that he probably would wish he could do things better in terms of how the money was spent. But this is an opportunity for the governor with the budget to be transparent once he signs this in law, to make sure that he does not harm businesses that continue to build and create jobs in the economy. You don't harm the middle class. And so he has a really interesting juggling act here to decide what will be cut, what will not be, what will be spared. And it's a tightrope, and the governor will be full transparency when he signs whatever he signs as the final budget. And until the governor does that, the Baltimore Sun, we're just going to give him the benefit of the doubt. We've invited the governor to come over to talk to us about exactly what's in the budget to our Sun editorial board, and we'll see how he responds. But right now, we just have to wait and see.
Armstrong, one of the things that the Baltimore Sun did uncover here, your Baltimore Sun, Maryland government, state government payroll outpacing inflation. We're talking about Moore's direct purview seeing 20% jump in compensation to pay his employees just over the last 2 years, 20%. I wish I got a 10% bump in pay every year. No, a lot of Marylanders who are paying out the taxes are watching their state government, now employees, get a 10% jump each year.
Yeah, but that's up for debate in his budget. And yes, as I said, the governor has some things that he has many challenges that he's facing as the governor. And we'll just have to see how he rises to the occasion and what is said and done in the end when he finally signs the budget. And whatever it is, we're going to hold him accountable and responsible. And also where the governor produces and the Marylanders are satisfied, we're going to also report that as well.
Still, it's $1.6 billion the House passes, and when asked what is the 1.6, no answers given. So they passed something.
Tom, nothing is law. They can pass it. Nothing is law until the governor signs it. So
Okay.
pass whatever, but it has to be signed off by the governor, his final signature, for it to become final.
Armstrong Williams, thank you.
Thank you.